You are looking live at the Let's Not Do This podcast on Thursday, November the 21st, year of our Lord, 2024. You got the big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside two of the three unwise men. A man who looks, God, Scotty, you look so angry. Why? You look. I just looked over at you. I was like preparing an insult, and your forehead was like all like curled up and just like it'll be okay. It'll be okay, Rage Monster. It'll be all right.
At least you can see my forehead. You need a haircut.
Oh, dude, Chia Pet status over here right now. I'm not flying anywhere anytime soon because I know I'm going to get the extra security with this hair and beard. So, yeah. I am Sans hat right now. I threw that to the other room when I walked in here, and I forgot to go get it. So, a rare hatless appearance for me on the podcast here, but we're going to make it through. We'll persevere. Someone who's trying to persevere and failing. One, Chris Green. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm day drunk, so we're having a great day.
$2 PBRs?
No, Falcon Smash. And our
there we go.
favorite bar in the world.
With the worst beer lines in Richmond. There we go. When a Falcon Smash doesn't taste like a Falcon Smash, you know where you are. But you know where you are right now.
And we might be planning our March Madness trip to a casino just because they have one of those bars in the area.
There we go.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. You got to switch it up. We've done MGM the last couple of years. Got to switch it up. There's some new sites, and they're actually within the confines of the Commonwealth of Virginia, which bodes not well for my bourbon hunting. So who's ever driving the drunk bus on this trip may need to cross state lines so I can get some bourbon. But we'll deal with that in March. Something that we're going to deal with right now is our subscriber numbers. And how do we do that? That means you. It's like Uncle Sam, I want you. Well, I want you to click that like and subscribe button right now.
Nice.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that.
It didn't bring the audio with it, but okay. I'll take it.
We don't need audio.
Yeah. But yes, like and subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. Go ahead and do that. If you're watching live right now, is that lower right-hand corner. Go ahead and click that subscribe button right there, and you'll be all squared away. All right. Got a lot of things to get into this evening. As you saw, there's a college that not many of you probably know that's looking for a head coach. We are going to get rejected from that opening, I'm pretty sure. And then also we got little picks to get into for college football and the National Football League, and some weird news as well, including a place that you wouldn't expect to make wine, making wine.
Can't wait to try it.
God damn it, Chris! I'm letting down my father. He's a dutiful viewer of this show, and I told him this week I was going to make you eat the pickle sandwich from Jimmy John's, and I totally forgot about it.
Maybe I can pick one up Friday night, and I'll eat it Saturday morning.
There we go. You can do it in my stead since I won't be here Saturday morning. So
let me know how much it is. I'll pay for it. Since you're taking the risk.
Put that on the store card. There we go. But hey, my dad is used to me letting him down. So what are you going to do?
Shout out to Leon's dad.
He's got 40 years of disappointment racked up here, so he's used to it.
Yeah, I must have let my dad down too because I haven't seen him in like 30 years. Wait. 20, not 30, like 25, somewhere around there.
You know, I wish
my dad's alive and well. Proud of me.
Are you doing me or my dad? What's going on here?
I think both. I didn't have anything sad to play. Fair. I didn't have a womp 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 thing to play, so I had to improvise. Yeah. All right, but we got a lot of things to get to here. What's really sad is our betting record. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the picks for this week. And for that, we go to our betting segment that's brought to you by no one. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Could be you, though. Could be you.
Could be you. Could be this lovely Texas beer Shiner Bock that I'm drinking right now, which as soon as I hit that button, I somehow splashed it and it went up my left nostril. So I just did a line of Shiner
Or
Bock.
New Belgium Voodoo Ranger.
Ooh.
Dude, I went to get one of the tall ones of those at Wawa, and they were all out. I had to get the regular Voodoo Ranger.
It's popular. Delicious.
You know what? You know what led to me drinking Shinerbach this evening was I saw a squirrel in
Anything?
a
Exactly.
almost in a almost Friday video, and he was passed out next to a can of Shinerbach. If that isn't marketing right there, I don't know what to tell you. So worked
pretty
out
good.
well for me. So
You were like, if I see any animal, I'm going to drink tonight.
Yeah.
Kill a squirrel.
pretty much. All right, so let's go ahead and get into these picks here. Scotty, you and I are up first on the same game, and since it's my team, and I'm the more attractive one, I'll go ahead and start this here. NC State and Georgia Tech, full Thursday night football, ESPN on the mothership. The Pack are 8.5-point underdogs to the Ramblin' Wreck. Over under is 51.5, 7:30 kick on the mothership. This game, both teams are coming off of a bye, and it's a very disappointing season for State that's winding down. This was a team that was preseason. A lot of people had contending for the ACC, maybe even the college football playoff. Now they limp into this one at just 5-5. Obviously, they lost quarterback Grayson McCall earlier in the year. His football career over due to concussions. State needs one more win for bowl eligibility. They got two chances to crack that nut. One tonight against Georgia Tech, and then next week on the road in Blue Hell taking on Carolina. State had a weird loss in their last game. They lost to Duke by 10, but they held the Blue Devils to 31 yards rushing, and Duke was 0 of 9 on third down. When's the last time you held someone to under 50 yards rushing, they don't convert a third down, and you lose by 10?
I don't know. It's probably a game I lost a bet on, though, I bet.
I'm sure. The key to this game for State is going to be stopping the run. And State's rush defense is fourth in the ACC. They do have 70 tackles for loss. That's fourth in the ACC for tackles for loss, is what I was trying to say there. Georgia Tech is third in the ACC in rushing. They lead the league with 24 rushing touchdowns. Their running back, Jamal Haynes, and the quarterback, Haynes King, they both average over 5 yards a pop. They combined to score 16 touchdowns on the ground. And here's a quirky stat. Haynes King has 204 dropbacks this year. He's been sacked once. That was week 6 on a 1-yard loss, which the statistician scored a sack. It really should have just been a run for -1. It was a scramble against Duke. That stat came from David Hale there on Twitter. Georgia Tech can be beat through the air, though. Q's and Miami both had over 300 yards passing against them with at least 3 touchdowns. And State quarterback C.J. Bailey has helped the Wolfpack's passing offense be 22nd in the FBS in pass success rate, and has thrown multiple TD passes in 4 of State's last 5 games. All that being said, it's Thursday night. Both of these teams have been inconsistent, to say the least, this year. Georgia Tech's had to bye, but everyone's been telling them how good they are after they upset Miami. 5 of Georgia Tech's last 6 have been under 52, and 3 of State's last 4 have been under 52. Last time I looked at the line, it's over under 51.5. I'm going to go under 51.5 between the Wolfpack and the Jackets tonight at Bobby Dodd Stadium at historic Grant Field.
All right. I'm sorry. What was your pick? You picked
Under.
NC State, right?
Under 51.5.
I was debating on whether to pick NC State with the points or the under. I landed on the under. I mean, not the under. I landed on the NC State plus the 8.5. I actually got it at 9 over at MGM. Yeah, I just like NC State getting the points here. Georgia Tech is in what pro bettors will call a sandwich spot.
Yes.
They like to look at either games where a team is coming off an emotional win or loss, or a game where a team is going the following week into a big game. When you have both of those, it's a sandwich spot. In Georgia Tech, their last game was against Miami, one of the biggest upsets of the year, their biggest win of the year because they're not beating Georgia. But the next week they have Georgia, rivalry week, trying to keep them out of the playoff. So, yeah, sandwich spot. They're not probably taking this game as serious as last week or next week. Everything else would tell you Georgia Tech is going to win this comfortably, but I just don't really see that happening because of the big win off of Miami and then next week at Georgia. And you mentioned C.J. Bailey. He's been looking pretty good other than their last game against Duke. But like you said, you look at the numbers, it's kind of a fluky game to lose that by 10 points. You can't really say Duke was the better team. Me and Chris are both wondering why NC State was favored in that game. But I digress on that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Both of these teams are coming off a bye, but NC State's coming off that loss where they probably feel like they could have won that game. Georgia Tech coming off that big win. So I actually think that benefits NC State. When you have the bye week where you lost a game, now you're on the road, primetime game. You've been pissed off all week. Georgia Tech's been feeling probably a little too good about themselves all week. Yeah, and I just think that, and then you have the weather also. It's supposed to be pretty windy, wind gusts to 25 miles an hour all night, pretty much. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if NC State beat Georgia Tech. I'm not going to go that far to say they will, but yeah, I think this is going to be. I think the under is going to hit, which would also go to the having the 8.5 point spread. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a close game. Give me NC State plus the points.
NC State plus the points there. All right. And before we get Chris's incorrect analysis here, our friend Antoine chimes in that he trusts no ACC team. Even as a diehard fan of the U, he'll take the points. Georgia Tech wins it unnecessarily close. So he's kind of in line.
Ignore what the fuck he says. He's a UNC basketball fan. Get him the fuck off the screen.
Jesus.
Get him off the screen.
He sounds pretty smart to me. Sounds pretty smart to me.
For him. All right, Chris, your thoughts here. You know Georgia Tech is in Atlanta, right? You know where Atlanta is? Okay,
yes, I do. I drove through it once.
Really? I loved it. I'd love to hear that story.
It was in 4th grade. We were going to Disney World.
Oh, you didn't drive, did you?
You rode through it.
You rode through it.
No, you said I drove through it.
Yeah, you've left the state 3 times since I've known you. Either way, go on.
Either way, NC State, dumpster fire of a team, dumpster fire of a year. Georgia Tech, biggest win of the year, going to have another win this week. And then they're going to upset Georgia, keep them out of the playoff next week. Let's go, Jackets. Buzz, motherfucker.
Are you calling a preemptive shot across the bow and clean up Section 8?
Buzz, motherfucker.
Wow.
Buzz is what you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
So
it's more than a buzz.
Another reason why I bet on NC State is because if they do get blown out, then it's okay because then I get to listen to you suffer. And pout.
It's basketball season now, baby. You know that I've shifted gears.
So who are you rooting for on that? Because that team ain't that good either.
Well, we have a coach, unlike Virginia. Yeah. All right. So we got that one here coming up on Chris's picks here. Let me move over on the card here. Speaking of which, you picked Georgia and Georgia Tech. That game used to be a big rivalry back in the day. Like there were Georgia fans that wouldn't use mustard and Tech fans that wouldn't use ketchup because of the color. I kid you not. I got family down there that have regaled me of those tales. It's really interesting. All right.
People in Georgia are dumb.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one. Except for those kids at Georgia Tech, but they're all from out of state and they're like really smart. All right.
Gross.
So speaking
this
of
game is gross.
Yeah, speaking of 2 schools that are not smart, you have Purdue and Michigan State. Purdue, by the way, they have a cricket spitting competition every year on their campus. Kid you not. Yeah, people spit frozen crickets. Never date a Purdue girl.
Unless they spit in your beer, in which case you will try that beer.
Chris would pay that for OnlyFans, without a doubt.
You have drank a beer with people that are spitting it.
It was brewed off in the brewing process. It was chicha. Anyway, Purdue, Michigan State, Sparty laying 13.5 points at home to the Boilermakers. Over under 48.5 tomorrow, 8 p.m. on Fox. Lord knows Fox is crying they have this game on, but go on.
Yeah, this is not going to be good for them. Purdue should be a Division III team. They are that bad at football. Michigan State, also, fuck Michigan State. That one time the quarterback was like, take the over, and I took the over. And they wasn't even close. So we're going under 48.5 points. This game should be aborted while it's still legal. Under 48.5. What a terrible game. Fox, I'm so sorry.
This game is really quite bad. That quarterback you're speaking about is what's his name? Childs.
Aiden Childs.
Yeah, Aiden Childs for Michigan State. Who, by the way,
Fucking moron.
From Long Beach, California. Can you imagine going from Long Beach, California to East Lansing, Michigan? That's got to be one of the biggest wake-up calls ever.
Yeah, and it's not bad. The quarterback class for next year is. He's like probably top 5 in that class. Is he a true freshman or a redshirt?
I'm not sure. I know he's a freshman. I just can't remember. No, he's a sophomore, I think, actually.
Okay. So so he can come out next year and he's like top 5, top 6, 7 or whatever. And some graphic I saw. It's not bad. It's like Arch Manning, and that's about it next year.
Look, all is forgiven, Mark D'Antonio. Come back. Winning cures everything, because it's sad to see what's happened to that Michigan State program. Quite bad. But you're going with the under 48.5 points here?
Yeah.
I'm going under 48.5 viewers for this game. And I'm going to go under 48.5 points here with you as well. Just absolutely gross. I might watch the World Series of Women's Darts if that's on instead of this game, because it's bad. Actually, it probably wouldn't be bad. There are probably some really cute like English girls in the World Series of Women's Darts.
No such thing.
I would doubt that.
No such thing.
Yeah.
Probably.
Scotty? Never mind. I'm not going to.
Kate Middleton was an abnormality.
Anyway, go on there, Scotty.
Yeah, I would probably agree with the under here. Also, just because everybody's on Michigan State with the 13.5, I kind of like Purdue with the points. Maybe like a 10 to 13 point game here. But yeah, I'm not watching this shit. What is this?
I mean, look, I give Fox credit. It's Friday night. If you have a life, you're going out on Friday night unless you're working or something. I feel sorry for you, or if you got 17 kids.
Yeah, I feel
sorry.
We could tell by the views we got on last Friday's YouTube.
Woo! Friday night is not tonight.
I'll be watching Friday Night SmackDown over this for sure.
Yeah, Friday night is not tonight. So, all right. So we got unders all around there for Michigan State. I don't know how bad Purdue really is. 48 points combined for both of these teams sounds like an impossible feat. Antoine, you speak of the truth. You speak of the truth, sir.
Purdue did have that one outlier game against Illinois where they put up almost 50. I still don't understand what happened there. But yeah, the under should hit.
Well, and also, Purdue's on the road this week, so they don't have to worry about their end zone confusing them. You saw that touchdown they got called back against Michigan because the receiver got lost in his own end zone.
Well, can you blame him though?
It's not the paint guy.
Yes, you can.
You walk the field.
You look for the
game.
fucking pylon.
You know what it is.
No, if you're a Purdue player, you don't walk the end zone because you don't think you're ever getting there.
No, that's very true. Well, that's like a really bad Cowboys joke. Oh, yeah, that white powder in the end zone in the AT&T Stadium.
If you're looking up and you look down, and you see black, you're thinking you're still in bounds.
But you know what your
you can't have that paint job. You can't have that paint job.
You know what your field is going to be that week. If you go to Boise State and the turf's blue, you know that
you warm up in the end zone before the game.
Exactly.
Is that their paint job every week? I don't think it is.
First time. They have special paint jobs each week. I think that was just for that game. It's just
you're in the corner of the end zone. You have 3 or 4 seconds to get open, look at the ball, bring it in. I don't know.
Didn't he move his legs around the pylon?
Yeah, he was trying to get in, and he was just dumb. That's why he's at Purdue. It's situational awareness or lack thereof. That's why he's not an Indiana Hoosier. That's why he's not with Kirk Cignetti right now. He's ruining his life in West Lafayette. Which, by the way,
I'm not saying he shouldn't take some blame of it, but come on, what are you doing with the paint job?
Also, the quarterback shouldn't have thrown it out of bounds.
Hey, I'm just happy.
Did he throw it out of bounds
to someone?
Yes. Did he?
Yeah.
Or did the receiver just stand out of bounds and he threw it to him?
Well, I'm just happy he got it anywhere near the receiver. That's an accomplishment for Purdue
awareness
this year.
And how about the corner? Like talking shit, like he did something.
Oh yeah, he did the standing
yeah.
That was actually really great. That was actually really great. I love that so much. But no, it's like, you got to know the field. It's like when you go play Vanderbilt and they got that Fakakta basketball arena that used to be an auditorium, and the sight lines are all real. Literally, they used to have like fucking plays in there. The sight lines are weird as hell. Or you go to Minnesota, where if you dive for a loose ball, you're going to go down 5 rows of steps before you hit the ground with all those raised courts in the Big Ten. It's just situational awareness. That's all.
I mean, you're right, but also don't paint the fucking end zone like that. Use your head.
Well, when we take over at our school, I got something planned for the end zones. If you guys don't know, Kennesaw State is one of the newest teams in the FCS. And I believe they're in Kennesaw, Georgia, which I've not really looked up Kennesaw, Georgia to see where it is. Yes, a blind spot in the Leon geography. But they fired their head coach. And like most schools, there are public universities, you have to make the public posting. So they actually have posted the job on Indeed. And we have submitted our application for this school as a triumvirate. For those of you who may have gone to Purdue who are dumb, that means 3. So like when Julius Caesar took over Rome, he had a triumvirate at first. It was 3 people ruling. Of course, I'm the smart one, so I'll really be the leader. But anywho, the 3 of us will coach this team. So let's take a look at this opening and see how our qualifications match up with the qualifications for the prestigious Kennesaw State University here. Now, this job...
I have a feeling we're going to be okay.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. This job has expired on Indeed now, so applications are closed. So if
we're waiting on our phone call back.
Yeah, if you thought you were going to snake us, you're wrong. And we will happily split the $30,000 that I'm sure you pay your coach between all 3 of us. We will happily do that. All right, so let's take a look here. I'm not going to read this about us because it takes way too fucking long, but apparently they do offer more than 190 undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral degrees. If you are about to get spine surgery and your doctor walks in and said he went to Kennesaw State, do you just go to the next hospital?
I take what I can get, man. Insurance is expensive. You do it. You go in network, and that's it.
If your doctor went to Radford, are you going to let him take out your gallbladder?
If he's in network, yes.
I think Kennesaw State's probably better than Radford.
Yeah, that's very true.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so
I partied at Radford. I know.
Oh,
that was in the old days.
I just Googled, is Kennesaw State a good school? Kennesaw State University is ranked number 392 to 434 out of 436 national universities.
Okay.
All right, so
hey, we're not in the bottom.
This works to our advantage because we don't listen. If you want to go to Duke, Northwestern Virginia, we don't want you. We want dogs. Okay, we want guys. I want Dexter Manley. I want you to not be able to read. As long as you can tackle the quarterback, I'm fine with that. Okay, read the defense. That's what I want you to do under our Kennesaw State Eagles. Okay. So the duties for this coach, they want them to plan and direct the activities of the football team, directs conditioning of student athletes. Well, I can't do that. To achieve maximum athletic performance, assess player skills, and assigns team positions. Who do you think would do that? Is that probably me?
You're the recruiter for sure, because you don't care about gray areas and
yeah, you're definitely good at lying to women's
morale. Yeah, morals. Yeah,
morals, ethics, all that stuff is out the window. And old people do tend to like me a lot. So, I'll take care of your kid. Meanwhile, we're putting them through 6-a-day practices. Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, we're going to do that. Unofficially.
Off the
okay.
books.
Off the books.
I'm a coordinator. I'm up in the booth.
Okay.
I'm not going to be on the field to watch our team because. Yeah.
So let's see some responsibilities here. We got to plan and direct the activities. Okay. Responsible for the direction and development of a nationally competitive athletic program. That's really taking some liberties
stretching it.
Position here. Performing a variety of functions, including but not limited to recruitment, budget, coaching, management, purchasing equipment and uniforms, scheduling of games and practices, public relations, and fundraising.
Scotty's the buyer.
Yeah, I'm the budget. I'll handle the budget. That's on me.
And look, early on, we're going to take our lumps, right? So we are in CUSA, but we know that, we got to win some bye games. So listen, Longwood, if you want to field the football team, VCU, we'll play you. You got a club team, we will play you. We need that dub, okay?
Hell yeah.
Emory Henry,
UVA.
yeah, UVA, we'll probably win. Randolph-Macon, it doesn't matter. We want you. We want those dubs, okay?
Right.
Now budgeting. Yeah, I guess that would be Scotty. Though I did run a hell of a slush fund in college for my fraternity.
Definitely not.
Yeah,
you.
not you. Not you.
I'll just do the $100 handshakes with the boosters there.
Recruiting, we can get away with some shady shit. But when it comes to the money and the budget, we need to run a tight ship.
Leon can't recruit because he can't drive. So I guess I'm the recruiter.
He's
legally.
not driving anyway. He's flying and getting Ubers and shit.
Exactly.
We're at Kennesaw State, bro.
I'm like
There's
Urban Meyer.
We'll get the graduate assistant can drive him around.
I'm like Urban Meyer, okay? When he was recruiting Percy Harvin.
You're like Urban Meyer in that video at that bar.
Well, that's probably true. Urban Meyer flew into Bayside High in Virginia Beach in a goddamn helicopter recruiting Percy Harvin, okay? That's what I'm going to do, all right?
I don't think we have a helicopter in the budget.
That's all right. Whatever TV stations in Kennesaw, I'll talk to, do TV stations still have helicopters for like traffic reports? Police chases and shit? I don't know.
I haven't seen one in a while.
Yeah, maybe it's all like LA, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see.
We haven't had a celebrity go on a police chase in a while.
Let's see. Where's another thing here? Okay, has a thorough knowledge and commitment to compliance with all NCAA conference, state of Georgia, and university policies, rules, and regulations. Well, we're kind of fucked there.
I can figure that out. Don't worry about it.
What number is that?
The University of Georgia is still open. We'll be fine.
That's number 9.
Okay.
There
so you see their priorities.
Yeah. And number 11 is creates an atmosphere favorable to the ethical, academic, and athletic development of student athletes.
Take that word ethical out.
That's not us either. Now, this is where we're fucked, okay? None of us have a bachelor's degree.
I think if you add all of our college credits together, I think we could get.
We might have a semester under our belts.
We might.
I got a semester and a half.
We might have an associates between the three of us.
I said a semester and a half. 3 semesters.
Okay.
I have.
Hey, we got an associates. There we go. Okay, we got that going. Let's see. Current valid and unrestricted driver's license. Well, that eliminates me. Chris, that probably eliminates you. So, Scotty, you're good there.
Well, no, I think I have a driver's license. Chris, aren't you CPR certified?
I am CPR certified.
I am CPR certified.
Yeah,
as well.
All right. So we got that part.
So we got that going for us. They want 4 years of coaching experience, collegiate or previous experience in a supervisory role. Well, I've been a supervisor. I've hired and fired many people, and I have 4 years of coaching experience, just not at the collegiate level. But get me in front of someone in the interview, I can talk my way through it. No big deal.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we're good to go there.
Yeah. No big deal.
Easy
Now, we're
peasy.
not going to pass the recruiting test, or we don't have an advanced degree and all this stuff.
I think we can pass the recruiting test, no problem. It can't be that hard.
Here's where we excel. Extensive knowledge of football coaching, knowledge of NCAA rules and regulations. I will read that fucking rule book front to back because you got to know the rules to break the rules.
Correct.
Or bend the rules.
And we've been fans of bad football teams. We know what not to do.
Yeah.
We also have played NCAA football, so it's fine.
For a really long time. Now here's the thing. What do we do from a coaching standpoint here?
Engage 8.
Engage 8, just blitz constantly. Eventually just blitz.
Yeah.
I don't think we have. Do we have the pass rushers for that?
We probably don't. But
we're probably running a cover 3. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're going to be undersized. Our kids are going to be pretty dumb, and we're going to be undersized.
Running a 3-4. We're running a 3-4, and we're going to play cover 3.
We're going to run the option offensively. Okay.
Offensively.
Yeah. It's just option. It's like Herman Boone. I run he said 4 plays, split veers like Novocaine. Just give it to him. That's what we're going to do. Now, one thing we do have to change, and I didn't bring this up to you guys beforehand, is the logo. We're going to have to talk to the athletic director and get this thing changed. Have you all ever seen Kennesaw State's logo?
No.
It's like black and gold in a circle and like a weird.
Well,
I don't know. I might be wrong.
Well, this shows how much Chris pays attention to things because it was in the goddamn episode
Didn't pay attention.
graphic or whatever. But this is the logo here for the illustrious Kennesaw State University. If I can get this to pull up, that's what she said. As I pad here.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Listen, guys, I'm using a Lenovo, okay? It's really bad. All right, here we go. That's the logo there for Kennesaw State. It looks like a school from Mississippi that had the name like Indians, but they were like, if you don't drop the feather off the helmet, we're going to make you change your name. So they just changed it to that.
The owl one looks pretty good. We can work with
it. It looks like if your initials are either SK or KS and you're doodling while you're at work, that's what you draw.
Yeah. Now this owl, I will say, does look pretty sweet.
Not bad.
We have to make him like more menacing though. I need like blood dripping from the talons and stuff,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And maybe
have a half-eaten rabbit out of his mouth.
Yeah. Maybe he's got like a knife in one hand, like a switchblade,
because
menacing.
I mean, owls are creepy anyways, so you definitely need a more creepier, scary looking owl.
Yeah. And Chris, by the way, we are in the Conference USA, so oh my God, so you know who we get to play. We do get to play Liberty.
Ooh, let's have Jesus in one of his talents.
I don't think they'll let us on Liberty's campus. Now that could be hard.
I think Jesus might be taking a break from their football program, anyways.
I've already been on Liberty's campus, so we're good. We got to pass.
I'm sure they won't let you back. I don't know, but all right. So we've submitted our application as the Triumvirates here. So we'll keep you guys posted if we hear anything from the illustrious Kennesaw State University.
Hey, we're already soccer club owners. Why not be a fucking college football team?
Exactly. And if you went like 2 weeks ago, we have been undefeated. We went on a 3-game losing streak, but that's neither here nor there. But success ever since we became owners of the
Caledonian
soccer.
Braves.
Exactly.
We do this shit.
But yeah, go email Kennesaw State and tell them to hire us.
Hire the Triumvirate. That's all you got to say.
We will we will split the salary 3 ways.
By the way, I'm trying to pull up now. Where is the illustrious Kennesaw State University here?
It's a little northwest. I looked it up. It's a little northwest of Atlanta, not far from Atlanta.
Oh shit! Okay, so we can get celebrities on campus. I'm sure Gucci Mane would fucking show up for a couple grand.
I don't know what a Gucci Mane is.
Pitbull sponsored FIU, so yeah, I think
maybe not Gucci Mane, but OJ the Juice Man's back. We can get him.
I think we need to keep OJ out of football stuff altogether.
OJ the Juice isn't OJ dead?
No, this is a different guy.
Okay,
different guy.
I'm not
OJ the Juice Man.
I'm not up with the rap hop as the kids.
What's Chipper Jones doing these days?
Quarter brick, half a brick, whole brick. Hey, you don't remember that song, Leon?
No.
Oh,
maybe we can get Bobby Cox out there. Get some Atlanta natives, like some old school people.
Is he alive?
I don't know.
He is alive.
Let's play alive or dead, Bobby Cox.
Allegedly, he might still be beating his wife. Who knows?
That blood pressure's got to be up there, though. He was always kicked out of those games, man. That blood pressure's got to be high. You're running that hot like Scotty was at the beginning of the show.
Bobby Cox still alive.
Bobby Cox and OJ the Juice Man. Let's go.
There we go.
Those are the 2 celebrities on the list.
All right, so go Owls. Go Kennesaw State there. All right, so
Antoine knows.
Moving over here, going with Thursday night football here. We got Browns, we got Steelers on Amazon. Pittsburgh laying the 3.5 at home. Pittsburgh laying the 3.5 on the road in Cleveland. I'm sure it will be like a home game with all the terrible towels there. Over under is 36.5. 8:15 on Prime Video. Since I started college, I'll go ahead and start the NFL one here.
No, sure. Go. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
Affirmative action.
This game. Yes, thank you. It worked out for me. Yes. Pittsburgh's defense right now is riding high. They've held 2 of the NFL's best offenses to just 5.2 yards per play. That was Washington and Baltimore. And 32% scoring drive percentage for those 2 teams in their games against the Steelers. If this game is tight, Pittsburgh clearly has the edge at kicker with Chris Boswell. We've seen him win multiple games for the Steelers over the years, 2 this year with his foot. There is rain, snow potentially in the mix for tonight's game. If that does happen, expect to see a lot of Najee Harris on the ground and Nick Chubb and maybe Jerome Ford as well getting a lot of work on the ground. For that reason, with Pittsburgh's defense and with potential bad weather, I'm going to go that under 36.5, as crazy as that sounds.
That's a crazy fucking number.
I'm going under 36.5, but I think I am going to put a bet in for a Pittsburgh defensive touchdown because you know this has Jameis pick 6 written all over it somewhere.
Yeah, the Steelers are 8-2. They just beat the Ravens, got a big win over them. The Browns just got dominated by the Saints and the gadget player that Taysom Hill is. And that was even with Jameis Winston throwing for 396, I think. It was like right under 400 yards, no interceptions. So he's probably due for a bad game. Everything says take the Steelers. But I'm taking the points with the Browns. The Steelers have been very fortunate the last couple of weeks. They had that 2-point win over the Ravens. You keep mentioning Chris Boswell every week for some reason. But last week, if Justin Tucker doesn't turn into a college game day kicker, the Ravens win that game. The week before that, they beat my Commanders by 1 point, a game that we should have won. Yeah, I just think that you mentioned the wintry mix. I think that's going to keep this game close. Take the ball out of James's hand because he is due for a 2 or 3 interception game. I think they're going to be leaning on the run game a lot. I just think that luck for the Steelers is going to regress. And one thing about Jameis, he can get lucky and make some shit happen when he needs to. I'm in a pick'em league, and I almost picked the Browns to win this one. If it wasn't a Thursday night game, I probably would because I'm probably going to be the only one that would have picked them and can't start the week off behind everybody. But, I think it's going to be an ugly divisional Thursday night game. This is the Browns Super Bowl now. The Steelers are good. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're probably going to be a team that nobody wants to see in the playoffs. But I still think they're a little overrated. They're probably – this line tells you everything you need to know. 3.5. You look at it, you would think they would be 6.5-point favorites. They don't want to move it down to 3 because then everybody would jump on the Steelers. They're not moving it up to 4, so I think that kind of tells you that they think this is going to be a close game.
It did start at 4. It came down. When I first I was looking up earlier in the week, it was at 4.
So I agree with Antoine here. Let's go Cleveland. They are live to win this game, but I'm taking the 3.5 points.
I have a question.
Answer.
We said there would be a wintry mix. Do we know if it's actual?
I didn't say mix. I said okay.
No.
I might have missed it. Winter weather advisory.
Winter weather advisory. But still, do we know if it's actual winter precipitation or is it just pollution in Cleveland? Because remember, the fucking Cuyahoga River caught on fire. Like that city's river caught on fire before. Not just once. It was multiple times.
What are you, Tony Hinchcliffe at a rally?
I'm just saying. Listen, there's some places that people tell
Cleveland
you about,
is way worse than Puerto Rico. Trust me.
There's some places that people make jokes about, and you're like, oh, well, whatever. The first time I got off the plane in the airport at Cleveland, it stunk. It really did stink. Like, I was honestly shocked. The city's a shithole, except for like one street, like across the street, catty corner was like East 4th Street. There's like 6 nice restaurants, and that's it. The rest of the place was like a Norman Rockwell painting gone berserk. It's awful.
Joakim Noah agrees.
All right. Fun fact for you guys that y'all haven't brought up yet. The last 6 Cleveland Brown coaches that got fired were fired after a Pittsburgh Steelers game.
Ooh.
Freddie Kitchens is not going to let that happen. Freddie Kitchens knows that stat. Freddie Kitchens is a much better coach than those coaches were. And he knows that he has a bunch of fickle fucking idiot owners who signed Deshaun Watson to a guaranteed contract. He's playing for his job. Browns plus 3.5. Book it. Easy money.
Okay, Browns.
We're
plus
going.
3.5.
I think we're going 3-0 tonight.
We'll see. Then we got Antoine
You know-
over here who's been diligently commenting. We appreciate that. You can be like Antoine and leave your thoughts here too. He
I
says
already put that
upset.
graphic up, but it's okay.
Oh, I don't pay attention to you, Scotty. I'm sorry.
I like the 30 for 30.
Yeah, I did like that. All right. Well, we got. I'm on the under. You're on what now, Scotty?
Me and Chris are both on the points with the Browns.
Both on the Browns plus the points there. So okay, that does have a decent chance of hitting across the board here. So, all right. And then moving on from that here, as we can pull that out. This is one of those times I wish I had like a third hand. You know, that'd be kind of cool sometimes.
Yep, not touching that one.
That's what she said. All right. So real quick,
a lot in my life.
Pretty much. Real quick, there was a bunch of NFL stuff that's kind of dated right now at this point. But one thing I wanted to bring up, I think Chris, you sent it in our group chat earlier. I didn't have it on the list, but is Daniel Jones playing safety today in practice?
That was me. Yeah.
Oh, that was you, Scotty. Okay. Was Daniel Jones playing safety?
Yes, he was. And if that doesn't tell you how autistic he is, then speaking of which, I was behind I was behind a car today, and I was like, oh man, that's like the Kia version of my car, like the same color, a little bit smaller, like sedan. And then I looked at that license plate and it said like love autism or autism love. I'm like, yep, that's me. I'm like, we love that color.
Okay. I thought you were going to say I was behind a Kia and there was an 11-year-old boy driving it and it was stolen. That's what I thought you were going to say. Because the Kia.
No, it was actually a girl driving. I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment on her looks because I didn't get enough time to see if she was what her age was because it's hard to tell.
Was it a Kia Soul? Because we know somebody like that.
I don't think it was a Soul.
Okay.
Is there any other Kia that people actually buy? Do people buy Sorrentos?
My roommate has a newer Kia SUV. I don't know.
How many times?
My mom had one a few years ago before she got the car she has now.
How many times has it been stolen, Chris?
0, as far as I know.
Ooh. Well, now
we live in a nice neighborhood.
It's a nice neighborhood. There was
Patty can attest. He's been inside the house.
Yeah, it is a nice neighborhood.
Our other member,
Dan Jones. I mean, if anybody knows anything about creating interceptions, it's him. So why not put him at safety on the practice squad or whatever they call it, the scout team.
What is it? The
He
Eagles
creates
have
interceptions and grilled cheeses at 3:00 in the morning.
What is it? The Eagles have Cooper DeGene, whatever, and Reed.
Yeah, he's good though.
Yeah, but they got the white guys in the secondary. Maybe the Giants are just trying to do the same thing. You know?
Did y'all see the T-shirt they wore last week to the game?
No, what was it?
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't think it was real though. I thought it was something Barstool made up.
No, that was real. Exciting white.
Nice. Yes, what it was. Yeah. How about them starting Tommy DeVito over Drew Lock though?
Yes, Drew Lock was quite perplexed actually that he wasn't starting. We actually have some video clip of this here. If I can bring that in, allow me 1 second here.
Young Jesus is very upset about this.
While you're doing that though, but I mean it makes sense. You get them Italian New Yorkers, get Tommy DeVito in there.
The gabagool.
You gotta sell some tickets somehow, some way.
A couple million Italians in New York.
All right, here's Drew Lock speaking to the assembled media here. This is courtesy of SNY.
When they tell you, it's based on what they saw last year, the kind of the juice that it gave the team, how do you not wonder, well, why was I the number 2 the whole time then? Why wasn't he the number 2 then if that's what you saw?
Again, that's a question I might still have for myself. It was expressed to me that I was going to be the 2, and I don't know, it's just an interesting situation. Not much I can really say about it besides, again, I'm gonna be here for him, and we're still communicating, still very good friends, believe it or not. I'm gonna be here for him. This team needs to get a win, and we start winning, everything gets a little better around here.
Do you see the smile that's on his face the entire time? That's a total like these motherfuckers. Like that's what that smile is. Yeah.
But It doesn't make sense if you're trying to win games, but if you're the Giants, it makes all the sense in the world to me. You get to tank a little bit, and you get some. I mean,
Crowd
people.
excitement. Yeah.
The people in New York want to see Tommy DeVito after last year over Drew Lock. So you get more excitement and a worse product. Boom.
Yeah. You get more.
It might be a better product. We don't know. Daniel Jones is the worst.
Maybe for
in the NFL.
one game. I'm talking about as far as Drew Lock.
Yeah.
But if you're the Giants, hey, this is probably going to sell you a few more tickets. And guess what? Those number 15 jerseys, a few more. No one's buying a Drew Lock jersey if he starts. Tommy DeVito starts, maybe you get a few 15 jerseys under the Christmas tree. There are a lot of people of Italian ancestry in that area, you know. I mean, this might just be a smart marketing move.
He's got a little cult following there.
Yeah. By the way,
the whole all of Long Island is behind him.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of Italians in that area, lovely, absolutely lovely deli there. Talercio's. Beautiful Red Bank, New Jersey. One of the best subs you'll ever have in your entire life.
Are we partnered? Fuck them.
No, we're not. But it was obviously the best Italian sub I've ever had in my entire life.
Stop saying fuck people. Unless I have a reason to.
Especially when Chris
a sponsor.
Especially Chris can't fuck anybody. So, you know. All right. Let's move on from the sports stuff to some non-sports stuff here. All right. So before we get into the stuff, I think you guys might have seen this graphic earlier. I wanted to bring this in real quick. It wasn't on the rundown, but I saw this literally before the show. Barstool Chicago, those guys always do a great job over on the Dog Walk podcast. Let me pull out this lower third here.
Bitch.
All right. So
what are you bitching about?
My heart rate's been over 120 for the last 30 minutes. I might be dying. This might be my last episode ever.
That means it's a good episode. That's all it is.
Yeah. When you smoke 37 cigarettes an hour.
I had my a couple months ago, I had my watch. I had it kind of like loosened a little bit, so it wasn't like on my arm that much. And it was basically telling me I'm dying because it was like, your heart rate is way too low. And I was like freaking out. But then I saw my watch and it was like barely on the arm. I was like, all right, I'm good.
What is this? The big bad wolf?
It was like, your heart rate's below 60. I'm like, what the fuck?
What is this? The big bad wolf? His heart rate is too low. His is too high. Mine's just right. No, it's not. Mine's broken. So we're the three degenerate pigs. Yeah. All right. So speaking of degenerates, degenerates on the Dog Walk show did a draft here of 90s childhood shows. You see Rico Bosco coming in here with Saved by the Bell, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Boy Meets World, All That, and Wild and Crazy Kids. I don't have a file on the bottom two here. I was poor. I didn't have cable. I don't know what All That and Wild and Crazy
really
Kids
good fucking list.
Yeah.
The first four I wouldn't have picked in the first round, but I also wasn't a big Saved by the Bell guy.
So I'm not going to read all of these here, but who do you all looking at this for? If you're not watching on YouTube, you should be watching on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe there. But looking at this list, who had the best draft, you would say? Chris, I'll start with you.
God, most of them are very good. Antoine has already picked his. Pull that up while I'm looking. I'm scrolling.
I agree with Antoine. So although I don't even know what his number one pick is. Global Guts. I have no idea what that is.
It was Guts for kids around the world. It was international kids for Guts. That's
okay. Oh yeah. But his bottom four picks are all masterclass.
So WSD Antoine is White Sox Dave, who may be one of the dumbest people at Barstool Sports, which is saying something. But I love him. He's an idiot. He's like their Chris Green, except he actually played college baseball. So he's athletic. But yes, Sox Dave going with a hell of a list here.
Actually, I might go with Chief. It's very close between the last two.
I was thinking Chief. Wonder Years was a little bit before my time. I would switch that out with probably either Recess or Ninja Turtles, but that's a solid fucking list.
So
Wonder Years was my shit. Winnie Cooper was like my first crush.
It was like a couple of years before my time.
Yeah, I'm a couple years older than you, so that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Old fucks.
So for me, I'm torn here between Chief and Rico. I don't know what Legends of
Rico
Hidden
is
Temple
very good
is.
too.
I have no idea
Legends
what
of the
the show
Hidden
is.
Temple.
I didn't
you
see
would
a lot of Crazy
you would
Kids.
eat
Yeah.
that up. Legends of the Hidden Temple. You would eat that up. It's basically a history game show where there's physical challenges.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
And Wild and Crazy Kids was basically Field Day on crack.
Okay.
I discounted Rico because he picked Saved by the Bell with his number one. But looking at the rest of it, Wild and Crazy Kids at the last pick, that was is he the last pick? No, he was. Well, he also got an advantage, so because he got so fuck him. He and I don't like him, so yeah, either WSD or Chief. Since Antoine picked WSD, I'm gonna go with Chief.
White Sox Dave. But
yeah, WSD is good.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with Chief here mainly because of DuckTales. Best theme song of all time. Though it's hard to go against Boy Meets World because, I mean, what 12-year-old boy back then didn't love Topanga? But DuckTales is just Scrooge McDuck is the inspiration. Doug, my wife hates me for this. I've never seen the original Doug. I saw New Doug.
You saw ABC
Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The neighborhood is Richmond.
I was poor. I didn't know. I had never seen
You saw One Saturday Morning, Doug.
Exactly. I saw TNBC Saved by the Bell. I never saw the old Saved by the Bell. I don't have a file on Zach Morris.
Chris, you and Antoine are hating on Wonder Years. I don't like it. So I'm definitely picking Chief and DuckTales.
My age. We're too young for Wonder Years.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. But DuckTales, not even the show, but the NES video game is legendary. Great game. So just because of that, Chief gets it for me.
Sleeper is Clem. Clem had a great draft. I'm not a big Ren and Stimpy guy, but the rest of his picks are very solid.
See, Full House kind of was cheesy.
Full House
to me.
is great.
Yeah. Well, speaking of video games, a second ago, Scotty, Pizza Hut getting into the video game mix here in Canada. Pizza Hut has come up with a thing that's going to warm your pizzas on your PlayStation 5 with their Pizza Hut pizza warmer.
You think I'm putting their pizza on my PS5?
Not
in
Canada.
It doesn't lay like
that.
It's
a downloadable file that you can 3D print.
I saw it for Pizza Hut Canada.
Let me just grab my 3D printer real quick and
but it's a file that you can 3D print. It's an attachment. It's a drawer that slides out. They use the exhaust to keep the pizza warm while you play your games.
Now, aren't you supposed to put things on the PS5 to keep it from overheating? Doesn't this defeat the whole purpose of the whole thing? Isn't your PS5 gonna crater with a fucking extra cheese pepperoni on top? I mean,
it might.
It does look kind of cool though. I mean, you got the dude, can you imagine just how nasty the greasy controllers are? I never let people eat and play with my video games.
Yeah,
I hate a greasy controller.
I don't like this.
Greasy controllers are gross, but
I hate this a little less than the next Pizza Hut thing you're going to show us. Yeah, I don't. This is stupid.
Yeah,
I was just marketing. Got bored and couldn't.
Pretty fucking cool, and you guys are haters because you don't like Pizza Hut. Even though
you're not putting your pizza
for every UFC fight ever.
You're not putting your pizza on your PS5.
It's not on it. It's a drawer that you can pull in and out that's attached to the fucking fan.
That just sounds like a recipe for this. It sounds like a fire.
My PS5 stands straight up, so yeah,
you gotta lay it down. You gotta lay it down.
Yeah, sounds like Fire Marshal Bill, going back to the 90s, would have an issue with that. And then Pizza Hut, goddamn you, New York Post and your advertisements. All right,
so shouldn't you be paying for your subscription to New York Post?
Yeah,
is that what you believe in?
I do go to New York Post for a lot of weird news here. Get out of here with my email.
Speaking of piracy, can we talk about how the Tyson Paul fight went basically exactly?
We'll get to that.
We're going to talk about it? Were we going to get to that? Okay.
I was going to circle back to that. I got technology.
I didn't know that. Okay.
All right. So Pizza Hut is selling a wine that tastes like pizza and is not even made with grapes. This is going to be made with tomatoes.
I'm so fucking down.
I don't even know how can you distill tomato? Well, it's not distill. I guess if it has sugar, you can make alcohol out of it, right? Yeah. They partnered their tomato wine made in partnership with Kansas-based Irvine's Just Beyond Paradise Winery offers a quote aromatic blend of fresh herbs and spices with rich sun-ripened tomato notes and a subtle hint of toasted oak. And I don't
I'm
know
so
what that
fucking
guy from
excited for this.
MSCI Institute was doing there. But yeah, one bottle is $25 to purchase, and there is a
perfect.
minimum purchase of 2 bottles
Fuck.
required.
Somebody help me out. Donate $25 in the chat.
Yeah.
So I think this is fucking.
I will
dumb.
drink both bottles on this fucking episode. I swear to
Ooh.
God.
Can you
Y'all
imagine
buy me
throwing up
Buy me this
tomato
shit.
wine?
Fuck
If you're
it.
gonna
I
order
put
a
up for
pizza,
it,
why
man.
would you also want to get wine that tastes like pizza?
I
Maybe
will
you'll.
drink both bottles on air. Fucking donate in the chat right now. Can we accept donations? Do we have that set
I mean,
up? I don't know.
I've not set that up yet.
Oh, set it up.
I'll try it for the sake of the podcast, but I just don't get it.
I'm fucking down. I'm so excited. I want this in my bloodstream right now.
You would
It's like
really
if
drink Pizza Hut wine.
Yes, 1,000% yes.
that's like if Popeyes sold wine that tasted like chicken. Like you just get the chicken.
Fucking down for that too. But you can't get drunk off pizza, Scotty. And I want to get drunk.
You can get drunk off any other alcohol.
Yeah, but if it tastes like pizza, that's even better.
I just don't know if I want to drink pizza. I don't know. I don't.
I fucking do. Donate.
This is
Here, let me pull out my
repugnant.
Venmo. I'm gonna put my Venmo in the chat right now.
No, don't Venmo Chris. It's going to Newports.
No, it's not. It's going to fucking Pizza Hut wine. I swear to God.
All
It's
right.
going to kickbacks.
Chris, you can show your Venmo. That'll be our temporary show Venmo until we set up one here. I'll create a graphic and make that for you there. If you can
Chris
get that.
putting his Venmo. Chris broadcasting his Venmo is not going to help us get the Kennesaw State job.
No, not so much. Though he might have more money in his Venmo than what's in the Kennesaw State Athletic Department.
That's true.
That's very true.
There we go. It's in the chat. There it is.
Oh, there we go. Venmo.
Send me
at
donations for the fucking pizza wine. I'm down. I will drink both bottles
So
on air.
his Venmo is at top her green.
It really is. Wow, that's the first time in his life he's ever been a top.
He changed it from top him.
Yeah. Topper. All right. All right, Scott. You had some thoughts that you wanted
It's
to
my
share
preferred
here
pronoun.
on the debacle that was Tyson Paul.
Yeah, so last week we talked about this fight. I said I didn't think either guy was really going to try. Tyson was in it for the money. It was going to be kind of scripted. And then I said if there was a long shot bet, it almost happened. I said Jake Paul 7th round because Tyson couldn't get off the stool. The fight was only 8 rounds. End of the 7th round, they shot over to Tyson, and he's like looking dead. Like I didn't think he was going to be able to get up. I'm like, oh shit. But he got up. I actually bet I had Tyson knockout for some reason, and I had Jake Paul decision. So I made a little bit of money on that fight. But it was clear, like the first minute you saw Tyson come out bobbing and weaving, you're like, oh shit, is he taking this serious? And no, he wasn't. Neither guy was. Mike Tyson looked every bit of 60 years old, especially towards the middle rounds. He was kind of thinking he was getting hit when Jake Paul wasn't even throwing punches. Jake Paul could have got him out of there, but he's shown a little bit of humanity that I didn't think he had, and let him survive. It was pretty much scripted. They knew what they were doing. Like I said, it was a big disappointment. I don't know why people were bent out of shape out of the fight. Yeah.
I don't think it was scripted. I think Mike Tyson's just old as fuck.
Well, I heard Dave Portnoy say on the Unnamed show on Barstool today that there were some states you couldn't bet on the fight because apparently they're much called into question over how legit it was. Some of the state gambling regulatory commissions wouldn't allow you to bet on it in certain states. So I don't know. I mean, then there's apparently some video going around that shows the punches, and also the guy's 58 years old. How much can he have on his punch?
There was one that I saw today actually where Tyson had his famous little right hook or whatever, and Jake Paul's chin was wide open and he kind of pulled it back. I don't know.
I'm just glad I didn't watch it. I watched those two chicks beat the hell out of each other before that. That was amazing. That was great.
Speaking of that, Yeah. Speaking of that, Amanda Serrano got fucked. Texas is the worst athletic commission in the history of sports. They should never hold fights in Texas ever again until they get their shit straight. That was a robbery. She landed 107 more punches, and there was a point deduction, and she still lost.
Hey,
What are we doing?
I thought the stream was just so bad that maybe we heard the decision wrong. Because that's another thing. Our live stream is 100 times better than what Netflix did last week. What the fuck was that?
hey,
And they want us to watch football on Christmas.
Everyone was dogging Netflix
Yeah.
because of the stream. Their stock price actually went up after that fight. Look, this was a good dry run. Think about it. If you really think about it, yes, did it look bad? Everyone is talking about it. Think about the free pub for them. Everyone that knows now the NFL is going to be there on Christmas Day. You had a chance to work out the kinks before the NFL, albeit it was ironic with Jerry Jones praising, the NFL is going to be here. And like the mic went out and it started to glitch like while he was talking. That was pretty ironic. But it was a good dry run on something that people didn't have to pay extra for before people really care about something like the NFL. They got 6 weeks to get the kinks worked out.
Also, their studio coverage and the announcers were absolute dog shit.
Why was Rosie Perez there?
She's a big boxing fan. She's more credible than Roy Jones Jr. is on the fucking mic for sure.
And she's been friends.
Is awful. Having Amanda Holyfield and Lennox Lewis in between fights for fucking what? Neither one of those guys have a fucking. Neither one of them have a brain cell between them anymore.
Well, look, like they said in Pulp Fiction, there ain't no old timers day for boxing. Of course, all those guys' brains are jello.
Also,
at this point.
Why the fuck do we have a soccer chick, albeit very hot, hosting the fucking in between fights? Why is Kate Abdo on anything?
Kate Abdo.
Whatever. She's hot. That's it. She has
versatile.
No idea what's going on.
She was in the hosting position.
No idea what's going on.
Her job was to drive the ship, not necessarily.
Yeah, she drove that bitch right onto the beach.
But yes, no, it was a good drive.
Rosie Perez was probably, when I heard her voice, I mean, it's her voice. So I was like, what the hell is she doing in here? But she goes way back with Tyson. And I mean, she wasn't great, but she wasn't the
better
worst
than fucking Roy Jones.
Yeah, exactly. And Vander.
Morello is terrible. He's been bad since Pride. The only thing
that was more ass than the stream itself was Mike Tyson's locker room.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Look, but I get it. She's a big boxing fan. But look, the one time when I still worked in radio, the one time I met Rob Schneider, it was to promote a comedy show he was doing.
This is not the guy you want to bring on for fucking credibility at all.
I'm just saying, Rob Schneider.
It's Leon's guy there. Leon likes him.
No, I don't I actually don't like his comedy. But he was a nice guy, and he did not want to talk about his show at all. All Rod Schneider wanted to talk about, because the Squirrels are the AA affiliate of the Giants, was Squirrels baseball. He knew like the entire Giants farm system, like top to bottom, and that's all he wanted to talk about. Devoted baseball fan. That being said, I don't need Rob Schneider during the NLCS. I don't care how big of a fan Rosie Perez is. She's not a boxing commentator. I don't want Rob Schneider. I know he's a super fan, but I don't want him on during the NLCS.
Rosie Perez had the most legit, besides Andre Ward. Andre Ward should have been on the fucking table. Why? I don't know why he was sitting up there with Kate Abdo. He should have been the color commentator. Roy Jones Jr. had no business being out there. His fucking brain is fried. But Rosie Perez had the most legitimate takes.
Color commentator. Sorry, I haven't used that drop in a while.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I missed it. It. Rosie Perez was the best person on the table all night.
Period. Sadly, yes. Yeah.
All right. So last thing before we get out of here, because I would like to watch NC State in this slap fight with Georgia Tech. Last thing before we get out of here, I wanted to get to was, well, Scotty, I know you've been to weddings. Chris, I don't think you've ever been invited to one. I'm not sure.
I feel like
first of all, I've been to both of Antoine's. It was his first. It was his wedding and his vow renewal.
Hey, okay, you got to
You
preface
made it
that
sound
way.
like it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought
I was
thought
like,
my
damn,
man
you just fucking
I did
called
that on
Antoine
purpose.
out.
I did that on purpose.
Antoine's wife right now is literally want to put him out on the couch right now. Oh, the curve.
Antoine's wife loves me.
My guy is our new biggest fan, and you fucking just called him
Just
out.
ruined him, you
Yeah.
know. Like, all right. So, wedding. This woman, a bride, spent $15,000 on a catered vegan meal at her wedding, only for her brother and cousins to order 20 pizzas. She was really upset. You know, everyone was looking around. Food wasn't getting eaten. So the brother was like, "Hey, I'm going to do a solid." He orders a bunch of pizzas. The cousins help him out. Pizza guy walks in. They got 20 pies there. She ends up crying, and the groom ends up kicking out his brother-in-law, the wife's brother, on the wedding day. Who's the asshole here?
The wife.
Oh, that's
The husband.
tough. That's
And
why-
tough.
why kick him out?
The husband is probably the vegan, right?
No, the wife is the vegan. The
wife
husband
is
is
vegan.
vegan as well, but I think he's kind of like a, you know, like in
Defending
Pulp
her
Fiction.
honor.
My
Right.
girlfriend's a vegetarian, so that makes me a vegetarian. Jules Winfield, you know. By the way, thank God my
that's
wife
tough.
is not a vegetarian. I kill myself.
If you're into the
Shit.
comedian,
If your
you're
wife
into
was a vegetarian, you'd be 300 pounds lighter.
Pretty much.
maybe if you're into the comedian podcast world, several months ago there was a similar situation. It wasn't a wedding; it was just a party. So it was Bert Kreischer and there was another comedian, but yeah, Bert ordered Thai food, and another guy got pizzas, and they got in a big argument about it. Stupid. Who cares? More food is good food. Like, why are you getting upset?
But if you
for a wedding, you plan it. You also
If you're getting vegan food, then
You're
that's for a
running the
select
risk,
group
yes.
of individuals.
But if you're coming to that person's wedding, you obviously have some relationship with that person,
you
family,
know
or
what
friend.
what the deal is.
Exactly. Whenever Chris finds the right guy
Not
and gets
necessarily.
married, I know that each centerpiece at Chris's wedding is going to be a pack of cools. I know that going into it. You know, instead of throwing rice at the end, you're smoking cools and you're puffing clouds. I know that going into Chris's wedding. I don't smoke, but I know going to that wedding,
Can't.
I'm going to have to do it.
So y'all are both pro bride and groom here. That's surprising.
I'm
Well, I'll give
pro
you
the
this.
people who've put
I'm
the
pro
money
pizza.
in.
I'll
For
give you
pizza
this.
people. Now listen,
As-
you say that, but also you would also think, hey, maybe my vegan friends that are getting married would also know that some of their friends aren't vegan, and maybe they'll have some food for us too.
Well,
Just like if I had a wedding and I knew one of
It
my very
depends
close
on-
friends were vegan, I would have something for them on the menu also.
It depends on why they're vegan.
Exactly.
And it's their celebration.
exactly. If it's someone that's vegan,
Like if
because-
I'm going to a Jewish wedding, I'm not expecting bacon on my fucking scallops.
That's one thing though. There's gonna be some type of meat there.
I see what Chris is saying, though. I see what he's saying.
Yeah,
Oh.
but that's not the case here. You could have had something there for other people.
But
Why?
if they're vegan because they believe
You
eating
also-
animals is wrong, there's not going to be any meat. If they're
All right,
vegan
so-
because they think it's healthier, then
But
I can
you
see.
also get most weddings have a choice on dishes that you're going to be served.
Well, you pick beforehand when you send in
Right.
your RSVP. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's unless it's like a buffet style,
Unless
but
it's buffet.
whatever. And even then, like, there's plenty of things to eat that don't include meat. It's fine.
let me tell you what we did in mine.
As
okay?
a fucking fat fuck, I'm okay with somebody else's celebration being meat free.
Let me tell you what we did at mine. Now, thankfully, I didn't know either one of you when I got married because we probably would have to throw Chris out of my wedding.
We probably would have told your wife, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Does anyone object? These two.
We do,
but-
just
yes.
because we like Carla.
So at my wedding, don't say her name. Jesus.
Sorry.
So at my wedding, we had damn it, that got me all frazzled now. We had a meal, but we planned, okay. Number one, I wanted open bar. And it was a very good booze list because if you go to a dry wedding, those people deserve to get divorced. All right. If you go to a dry wedding, that's just
Agreed.
all there is to it. A plague upon your house for a dry wedding. At least give me a cash bar. All right.
Yep.
Don't be a chintzy bastard. Open bar. Okay. Number one. Number two, We had what was it? Like steak, and I want to say it was chicken and something else. It was a lot of stuff, a lot of food. But my wife had a cousin, well, two cousins, albeit they were teenagers. They're probably, I think the oldest one that did this act was about 16, 17, and the youngest one that did this act was about 14, 12, maybe somewhere around there. They left in the middle of the reception and went down the street. And they went to, I don't even know what it was. It was a Bennigan's, a Fuddruckers, a Tuesdays, a McCormick and Schmick, something along those lines. Some chintzy like restaurant. And they ate and it came back. This was not a cheap wedding. So these two kids left.
What did they go to eat?
They went to like a chain restaurant and got a meal
I don't
because they
I don't
didn't
know
like
what
our food.
I don't know what chintzy means, so
But
Cheap,
were
cheap.
were
That might be
they
racist.
vegetarian?
No, they were
they
not They were not
Oh,
vegetarian.
so they just wanted shitty food instead of
Good
catered
food.
food.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're kids.
Yeah. But they left in the middle of the wedding, came back. Oh, no big deal. No big deal. I
Yeah,
drink a bottle of wine before we came out. Anyway, I was feeling pretty good about the world. You know what I mean?
Was it pizza wine? Because
No, it was
coming
not the
soon
pizza wine.
to Let's Not Do This podcast, if you donate to Venmo at Topher Green, we will have pizza wine on the podcast.
Jesus Christ! I'm so glad I didn't know you. I would have kicked you out of that wedding so fast. You would have made
Oh,
it.
we would have had so much fun.
Jesus.
I would have hit on so many of the bridesmaids.
They would have
It would have
all
been a
made you.
disaster.
It would
Yeah.
have been great.
It
Yeah.
would've-
But no,
Yeah.
I don't like I'm not. This is the one time I'm going to side with vegans, and I am a vegan. By the way, I am.
you're not a fucking vegan. Shut up.
Cows eat grass, and I eat cows. Transitive property, okay? But no, this is the one
Yeah,
time that I
you're
will
trans,
side
right?
with them.
But it you respect the people who are throwing this celebration and paying for it.
Yes,
That's it.
yes. I went to an Indian wedding before. It was amazing, by the way. It took like 28 hours, but it was amazing.
I just realized Chris has a buzz because he does the bobbing his head in his hand.
Oh
thing.
yeah. I went to an Indian wedding. There was no beef. I ate a lot of stuff. I had no idea what it was. It tasted amazing. And it was
Chicken
great.
curry.
And they had open bar. That's the key. I don't care what you serve me. You have an open fucking
Give me
bar.
booze, and
If
I will eat
if I
whatever
ever
you
get
got.
married, it's going to be a very small ceremony,
Oh,
but
let's
there's
put a
going
poll
to
up.
be an open bar.
Who's gonna get married Who's gonna get married first between me and Scotty?
We probably
Put a
marry
poll
each
up.
other.
If the benefits
wanna-
are right, I'm down.
Chris, if we're both you know how like in the movies where like or shows like guys and girls that are friends are like
I've
we're
had
both-
a marriage.
if we're both this
before.
age, if we're both
I'm
this
off now.
age, yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're both 50 and we're still single, you want? Are we getting married? All right.
I'm down.
So Scotty, you pretty much Chris is just going to mooch off your insurance benefits.
Correct.
Yeah.
Amen.
Are you going to be our best man, Leon?
Oh God, no. Oh
Oh,
God,
that
no.
would be amazing.
No.
You have to wear a dress.
No. I'm hoping by that point I won't know either one of you. I will have made it
men.
rich. I would have made it rich and left you all long ago. Speaking of leaving, I'm gonna take leave of you because I need to practice my veganism by eating these chickens who
Oh,
eat some sort of
My
corn.
heart rate's still high. I'm dying.
Yeah. So Scotty, go ahead
Cheers.
and bump us the fuck out of here. We will see you right back here Saturday morning on the same channel, 9 a.m. for Doing Lines. Sans me, I will be at an engagement. These two will take you through the world of sports. I will give them my picks. I'm hoping that they can read. I don't think
We
they
will
can.
ignore them completely. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Get ready for Kennesaw State football, baby. Catch the fever.
Go Owls.
Hooty hoo.